So, you want to find court cases with Nexis Uni? Nexis Uni from the company Lexisnexis is one of the databases that NU Library subscribes to. It focuses on legal topics and includes many types of sources such as news, journal articles, company information, and court cases. In this video, we'll focus on that last category, court cases. Nexis Uni includes cases from the U.S. Supreme Court, the U.S. Court of Appeals, also called circuit courts, U.S. district courts, state courts, and other types such as bankruptcy courts, courts of customs and patent appeals, and military courts. To get there, we'll start at the library homepage, library.niagara.edu. From there, we'll click on Databases A to Z. Then we can click on the letter N to jump right to those databases, and then click on Nexis Uni. If you're off campus, you'll be asked to log in with your Purple Pass username and password. We can enter search terms at the top to search through all the sources in the database, but since we specifically want court cases, we'll look here under Guided Search. Under What Are You Interested In, select Cases. Let's say I have a specific case in mind that I want to look for. Torres versus Madrid, which is from the U.S. Supreme Court in March 2021. Under which jurisdiction, I'll leave it set as federal cases. Then I'll enter the name of the case. I can leave the date selector on all dates, although if I was searching for something with a common name, or if I needed to narrow down my results, I could use that to limit by date or even enter a specific date range. Now I'll click Search. We have several results here, which makes sense. By the time a case has made it to the Supreme Court, it has already been heard in several lower courts. To get only the Supreme Court case, I can look at the top of each search result. This one says U.S. Federal Supreme Court of the United States. This one says U.S. Federal United States Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit. Another way to just get Supreme Court results is to use the limiters on the left-hand sidebar. Under Court, select Supreme Court to narrow the results to only those cases. Now, why are there still 5 results? Well, the last 2 are unrelated. They just happen to have the names Torres and Madrid somewhere in the document. Let's look at the second result. This is from the U.S. Supreme Court, but it's just a statement saying that the court has agreed to hear the case. It's not the case itself. And the third result, this is another motion that was filed and granted related to the case, but again, it's not the actual case. Our first result is the case. Now let's look at the sections on this page. Some of these are from the official court documents, and some of them are supplemental information provided by Lexisnexis. At the top, we have the basic information about the case, the name, the dates, and the docket number, which is the court's official identifying number for the case. This is only the number used for this case in the Supreme Court. If we look under Prior History and see the entry for this case in the Court of Appeals, we see that it has a different docket number. Back to the Supreme Court case. Court cases can be published by different reporters. This doesn't refer to people, but rather books of court opinions. The entry for this particular case is available in versions from 3 different reporters. There's the Supreme Court Reporter, abbreviated with SCT. There's United States Supreme Court Reports, Lawyer's Edition, which is abbreviated with LED. And there is also Lexisnexis. If you aren't sure which version to use, or if your instructor or assignment doesn't specify which one you need to use, it's okay to just use whichever one is already displayed by default. That's what we'll do here. On to the rest of the sections. Core terms are provided by Lexisnexis, and you can think of them as subject headings or categories that tell you what the case is about. Then there's the case summary, which is also provided by Lexisnexis. As the name states, it just gives a short summary of what the case was about and what the final outcome was. Lexisnexis Headnotes are, of course, provided by Lexisnexis. They explain the key legal issues that are part of the case. This case has a syllabus, although not all cases do. Now this is part of the original court document, but it's not considered part of the official judicial opinion. It's usually written by a clerk or other staff member of the court just to help the reader better understand the case. The opinion is also part of the original court document, and this is the official decision on the case. This is usually the longest part of the entry, and when other cases are referred to, Nexis will link to them. Such as here, where they refer to the case Tolan versus Cotton, and you can click on that to go right to that case. And when key legal issues are brought up, there's a link to the Lexisnexis Headnote. You can click the number with the up arrow next to it to jump right to that headnote. And then after you've read it, you can click the number with the down arrow to jump right back to where you left off in the opinion. The dissent is also part of the original court document and is written by one or more of the judges who disagree with the main opinion. Both the opinion and the dissent include links to the previous cases mentioned. Looking at this the opposite way, you can also look at later court cases that refer to this one, and this is provided by Shepard's, a service from Lexisnexis. Just scroll to the top and then click on either Citing Decisions or Shepardize this document. Now we can see 17 other court cases that cited Torres versus Madrid. Let's go back to the main search page, and this time we'll look for a state court case. Under Guided Search, I'll select Cases, and under which jurisdiction, I'll select State Cases. I can search for cases from all states or enter a particular one, such as New York. And I can just start typing the name, and then just select it from the options. Now instead of entering a specific case name, I'll enter a topic, and then I can see all the New York State court cases that involve that topic. I'll enter landlord to bring up cases about tenants and landlords. And we have a lot of results here, over 10,000, so we can also narrow by practiced area and topic. I'll select real property law. Now let's look at this second result from the Court of Appeals of New York. Again, we have a choice of different versions from different reporters. We have the basic info, then the core terms, case summary, and Lexisnexis Headnotes. And then the opinion. We don't have a syllabus or a dissent here. Those are more common in the state or federal Supreme Court cases, so you don't always see them in cases from the lower courts such as this one. Now you know how to find court cases with Nexis Uni. If you still have questions, feel free to contact NU Library for assistance.